Hi there, welcome to the 3-Day Food Energetics Challenge. My name is Catherine. I am a health coach and my background is mainly in food energetics. So I'm super excited to be sharing this with you. And I hope that you should be able to see me in the lower part of your screen here as I'm sharing my screen with you. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so just to give you an overview, the first thing that we're going to talk about is the purpose of doing this challenge. So why am I even doing this challenge in the first place at this time? Then we'll talk about an overview of the 3 days. So what we'll talk about today, tomorrow, and then the last day. And then I'm going to tell you the 2 things that you need to know in order to find the eating lifestyle that works for you. This is super important. And of course, we'll go over the first day's worth of material, which is a deep look into your food diary. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing this particular challenge is because I have a membership that's coming out. So it's going to be starting on September 1st, and I'm super excited about this because it's basically going to have this core set of modules that is going to help you figure out the eating lifestyle that works for you. So we're going to cover 4 main topics. One is mindset. So how are you thinking? I like to say more perspective as opposed to mindset, because I think you probably have a positive mindset about wanting to get healthy. But what I mean by that is more perspective. So how are you actually looking at your eating lifestyle? We'll also talk about function. So what is happening inside your body? We talk about habits. So how to actually make changes that feel right to you. That's something that resonates with you. And then we're also going to talk about communication. So what do you want to do in social situations? How are you going to act when you're at a buffet? How are you going to act if someone offers you cake as a gift? How are you going to act when you're on a business dinner with clients and you need to order off of a menu? What can you do in these different social situations? And of course, we're also going to be talking about food energetics. So all in all, there's going to be 8 total modules that is going to help give you a really good overview about how to make an eating lifestyle change. And within that, we're also going to have monthly collections that are going to supplement the core. So for example, let's say that at this point in time, you really, really need something like herbalism or acupuncture or personal training. And that's something that we can talk about separately that is also going to help you with the main core concepts. And that's going to be released on a monthly basis. We also have interviews with guest experts, and this I'm really, really excited about. You're definitely going to learn so much from these people. So for example, we have Madonna's chef who came to talk about macrobiotics. We have Victoria's Secret personal trainer who is going to talk about how he trains models to become slimmer as opposed to when you're going to the gym and you're working out so much and your body's just not shrinking. So what is the science or the idea behind getting a smaller body? We also have people like functional nutritionists, we have hormone doctors, and many more people who I interview throughout the membership. And there's also going to be a private Facebook community for support, and I'm really happy about this because I feel like if I just create a course and I give it to you, then you're kind of left to do your own thing with it. Maybe you just get this, instant boost of all of this information and you don't really know how to implement over time. But by having a community for support, it's something that I can actually help you with over the course of time. And we'll also do a monthly live Q&A call so that if you have any questions and you want to talk live about it, that's a really great time to do that too. Okay, so that's just an overview of the membership, and the reason why I'm doing this particular challenge is I want to give you some information that's coming directly from part of the first module on food energetics. So you're definitely going to learn something really awesome over the next few days that's going to give you an epiphany. And if you feel like you want to learn more, then definitely come into the membership and I can help you with the next steps after that. Okay, so to give you an overview of the 3 days, on day 1, so today, we're going to be looking in depth into your food diary. So I'm a firm believer that it's a really great idea to look at what you have now instead of trying to look outward. And on day 2, we're going to be talking about the analysis of your food mood connection. So we're going to take the foods that you've been eating and we're going to apply it to a food energetics chart. And that's going to help you get a sense of what you need to be doing moving forwards. And then we're going to be talking about the first steps that you can take based on your results. So you're probably going to have something very different from somebody else, and the food energetics concepts are going to give you direction of what you can do for your own personal food diary. So I want to tell you the two things that you really need to understand if you want to make a food lifestyle change. The first is nature. You really need to understand nature and cycles, because if you think about it, we are connected to nature. So I feel like if we're only looking at how to lose weight from a scientific perspective, we're really overlooking some very key natural concepts like eating seasonal vegetables to help our bodies acclimate with climate, or circadian rhythms, making sure you're going to sleep when it's dark outside and you're awake when it's light outside, because all of these things that are happening in nature are directly affecting our body chemistry. And if any of that is out of balance, our body weight is also going to be out of balance. So what that means is if you're overweight, it's a sign of some type of imbalance that's happening. And the way to fix it is not necessarily eating less and exercising more. The way to fix it is actually to restore flow. So we really need to start understanding these concepts of nature and how to restore flow in our body. So that's one thing that we're going to cover in this 3-day concept. The second really important thing you need to understand is that women who are super successful, who look glamorous, even though they have so many responsibilities, they know their body really well. And probably the most annoying piece of advice that you can hear is that you need to find what works for you. But the thing is, that's really true. You do need to find what works for you. So instead of going onto the internet and looking up all the information you can find on a paleo diet, and then looking up all the information you can find on the vegan diet, and then trying to compare the two and try to decide which expert has a better opinion and which argument is stronger, if you do that, you are taking all of the attention away from yourself, and you're just looking at evidence that different people have constructed. Instead, you need to start looking at yourself. What does my body need to rebalance? So for example, if you have pimples on your face, then maybe there is some type of hormone imbalance that's happening. And if you can figure out how to fix or correct or create a restore flow within your hormones, then that could also affect your weight, because everything is interconnected. If you have bloating after you're eating, maybe there's something that's irritating your gut system and your digestive system, and maybe removing that can actually restore digestive flow, and that might help you lose weight. So all of these things, by looking at your own personal symptoms and trying to figure out how you can rebalance those are all going to affect your weight as well, because again, everything is interconnected. So people who are in the industry, people who are really successful and who look glamorous at the same time, they have gone out and tried to find the answers for themselves. They go get, a test done to find out if they have any food intolerances. They go consult a personal trainer to find out what type of exercises to do for their body. So the best way that I can describe this is that it's kind of like trying to figure out how to do your makeup without knowing what your face looks like. So you can go online and you can look at YouTube and you can go onto product reviews and you can ask your friends what the best kind of foundation is. But if you don't know what color your skin is, you're probably not going to pick the right shade of foundation that you need for your own skin. If you don't know what your face shape is, you might start putting makeup in the wrong places and not shape your face the way you want to for your makeup. So it's kind of the same thing with your body too. You need to actually ask yourself, okay, what am I working with first before I start applying all of this information? Because everything is relative. Okay, I can go off on many more tangents on this. So let's go ahead and start getting into the material. Okay, so for today, we're going to be analyzing your food diary. So I want to ask you a question. What do these foods have in common? So if I say muffins, cookies, cake, bagels, quiche, Danish, French toast, what do they all have in common? Maybe you're sitting there thinking, oh, they're all carbs, or oh, they're all, I don't know, they're all unhealthy foods. I don't know, whatever you're thinking, just what do you think that they all have in common? The answer is they're all different words that are used to describe the same ingredients in different ratios. So, a muffin and a cookie are essentially made out of very similar ingredients, refined flour, some type of butter, or oil or sugar, et cetera, et cetera. So, these core ingredients like refined white flour are found in all of these foods. And for me, it really amazes me that, someone could have a piece of toast with an egg and consider that healthy, but then have French toast and consider that to be unhealthy when it's essentially made out of the same exact things. So the reason why I'm bringing this up to you is because I want you to take a look at this document. So go ahead and download this guide because I want you to go through all the exercises. And again, this is directly coming out of the Win-Win membership. So this is just part 1 out of the 3 parts. I just divided it into 3 for you. So the first thing that I want you to do here is go ahead and start to list your current symptoms and your current state of health, because this is going to help make you see a change in your perspective by the end of the time. And then I want you to go ahead and write down what you've had for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks throughout the day. So on the left-hand side of this document, you're going to be writing down the meals that you had. And if you can, try to do it for a very typical day. So maybe something that you eat Monday through Friday, not a unusual, irregular day like a Sunday brunch, for example. So pick a day that's a pretty typical day for you for what you have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, and write that on the left side. Then on the right side, I want you to analyze each of those meals that you've been having and break them down into individual ingredients. So let me show you what this looks like. So this is an example here. So this example I'm showing you, this is what I used to eat. So this is what I used to eat when I grew up, and it was also what I used to eat when I was at my highest weight. So I would have a bagel with butter for breakfast and a latte. For lunch, I would have some type of sandwich, usually turkey. It could have been ham or roast beef, something like that, but let's just say turkey and cheese for sake of argument. And I would have some type of snack like a yogurt with that. And then for dinner, maybe I would have a pretty typical Western type of meal like spaghetti with meatballs and some cheese on top. And then for a snack, I loved chocolate chip cookies. I would have chocolate chip cookies all the time. And I would have something like that with milk or coffee, whatever it was. I would have some type of drink with that. So if you look at this, based on this current example that I just used, just told you, what I'm telling you I ate was a bagel, a sandwich, spaghetti, and a cookie. Bagel, sandwich, spaghetti, cookie. But what I'm really eating is flour, 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 and flour. So if you're only looking at your diet from like a calorie perspective, or in my case, I was doing Weight Watchers. So I was having pretty small portions of all the foods that I wanted to have. But if you look at it from a bigger standpoint, I don't have pretty much any nutritional content in the foods that I'm eating. I'm only eating one pattern. It doesn't mean that I can't have flour. It just means that I don't want to only have flour 4 times a day and that be the only thing that I'm really feeding my body. So this is just one example to give you that's based on my own personal food diary from when I was growing up. So I want to show you one other one. Okay, so this is going to be, let's just call her Tina. So I've seen meal plans that are a lot like this. So a woman who's very busy and very career oriented, she'll wake up in the morning and she's totally exhausted because, she's been working herself silly at work. So she wakes up in the morning, first thing she does is she starts out with a coffee, and then she probably needs a second coffee just to get herself going. She's really not hungry because she kind of ate a little too late the night before. So she just starts off the morning with coffee, no breakfast. Then when she gets to the office, she'll have one more coffee at her desk. Then for lunch, Tina would have a chicken salad with an iced tea. And the reason why she chose the chicken salad is because she went out for a lunch with clients and she didn't want to choose other options that make her look like she's unhealthy. So she figured that picking a salad with some chicken in it, high protein, it would be a better choice. So that's what she went with. Then she came back to the office, and somebody in her office brought donuts and had donuts laying out there. So she's like, oh, I really shouldn't have it, but hey, I haven't really eaten that much. I had a salad for lunch. It's totally fine. So she goes ahead and she has an office donut, and she has another latte. Then for dinner, she has grilled chicken and broccoli. You know, she's really trying to stick to her meal plan. She doesn't want to have carbs too late at night. So she has chicken and broccoli for dinner. And then when it's really late at night, she's about to go to bed, she's like, oh, has this crazy craving for sugar. And she's like, you know what? I just got to have ice cream. I deserve it. I had a really tough day at work today. I pretty much only ate a salad today and I had really low carbs, so might as well just have some ice cream. It's totally fine. So she justifies it and she has her ice cream. And if you're to break down what she's been eating, you'll see that she just basically has caffeine and caffeine for breakfast, then caffeine when she gets to the office. Then she's only having chicken, lettuce, and more caffeine, then refined white flour and caffeine, then some more chicken and broccoli, and then some dairy. So all in all, there's really not a lot of nutritional value happening. There's just really not a lot of food. You're only just having chicken, just a little bit of lettuce, greens, and some broccoli. It's really not a lot to help your body with its flow. You need nutrition in your body. So you need to eat foods and a variety of foods to give yourself the nutrition that you need. So what I want you to do is go ahead back to this document here, print it out, and I want you to write down the foods that you've been eating and also break them down into their core ingredients, and ask yourself these questions here. So, do you even have variety in your diet? So maybe you think that you're eating within a good calorie allotment, or you're eating low carb, et cetera, but do you actually have variety? Do you even change up your meals? Do you eat the same thing every single day, or are you giving yourself variety by having a different breakfast every day, or having, a different lunch every day? It doesn't have to be every day, but every couple days, every few days. The point is, are you actually giving your body an opportunity to get different kinds of nutrition? And again, the last one would be, are you actually giving yourself nutrition? If you focus on just eating less and exercising more, sometimes that means that you're actually not giving yourself an opportunity to put nutrition into your body. So really important question is, are you actually giving yourself nutrition? So for day 2, I'm going to send you another email with the next video in this series. We're going to take all of this ingredients that you have just come up with, and we're going to apply it to this food energetics chart here. And I'm going to explain what this chart means and how it works. And we're going to talk about a food-mood connection. So this is going to be, for me, I feel like it's really powerful, because if you can understand how you're going to feel later based on what you choose now, you're going to have a lot more motivation to choose things that are going to make you feel better in the future. So it's going to give you an idea of why you feel the way you do and how you can change it based on how you want to feel. Okay, so I hope all went well for this first one. You can go ahead and leave any comments that you have in the Facebook group, the Food Energetics for Modern Gals community. So if you have any questions, just leave them there and I will answer them, or you can reply to the email if you don't have Facebook, and I'm happy to answer some questions there too. But keep an eye out for the second video, and I'll see you soon. Bye.